Good afternoon, it's Nicholas from Gandor Gaming, and we finally got the effects reveal for the new Magistus Fusion monster that we should be getting as a V-Jump promo. So if you don't know, Magistus is the next lore archetype that is getting a massive wave of support after Sky Striker. So Sky Striker was the first lore wave support. They had a whole bunch of brand new cards. Most of them were not the greatest, but some of them were pretty decent and definitely helped the deck a lot better. But now we are getting Magistus, which makes me happy because I like Magistus way more as an archetype than Sky Striker. If you don't know, Magistus is a spellcaster archetype that bridges a whole bunch of other spellcaster types together lore-wise. So it's like mixing witchcrafts with Alistair the Invoker, mixing it with Endymion. It's just mixing it with all the other spellcaster archetypes that you know and love, like spellbooks, and kind of just putting them all together as one singular archetype, which is pretty awesome. It's like their origin story, like back before they all split up, which is cool. So, what does the new fusion monster do? Well, the new fusion monster has nothing to do with the Magistus game plan, which is kind of for the best, but I kind of don't like it because it doesn't. If you don't know, the whole Magistus game plan is that basically you want to put monsters from the extra deck into your spell and trap zone as equipped spells to your main boss monster. So if you don't know, your main boss monster is the Synchro level 8 Zora. And his whole gimmick is that he's a floodgate for extra deck monsters while there's that type in your spell and trap zone. So the idea is that you want to put each type, Fusion, Synchro, XYZ, Link, into your spell and trap zone to floodgate your opponent. It's not the greatest of effects because it doesn't stop monsters from the main deck, but, it had potential. And I think that all the gimmicky equipped monsters had really cool effects in the spell and trap zone that made the deck very interesting and very beloved. But this fusion monster really doesn't have any, synergy with those effects. Let me explain. So this is the new not synchro, my apologies. New fusion level 4 tuner monster that we're getting as a V-Jump promo. This is Chozo the Spirit. It's a level 4 spellcaster, 1,000 attack, 2,800 defense. Basically, the only cool thing about this card is that it's a super poly target. It requires one spellcaster and one monster from the extra deck. So either a fusion, a synchro, a link, an XYZ, whatever, plus a spellcaster. So whatever your opponent's playing, if they made a monster from the extra deck, that thing plus a spellcaster equals this level 4. Now, I'm okay with being a super poly target, and it doesn't even have to be a super poly target because this card can be made without poly by sending those materials from your field to grave. So let's say you have the Link 1 Magistus monster plus a spellcaster on field. You can send both those to grave to special summon this guy from the extra deck, which is cool. So he's a contact fuse for you, and then he's a super poly target if you're going against an opponent, which is cool. Now, my issue with this card is that it doesn't really do anything once it's on the field. Like, it doesn't search through your cards. It doesn't help extend your plays. It's just a level 4 tuner that basically says, hey, if your opponent declares an attack, you can negate the attack and then bounce that monster to the hand, which is okay. It's cool, but it's very telegraphed. They're just going to remove this thing before they swing into it. I don't know. I felt like it'd be really cool. This card had a really cool Magistus effect in the spell and trap zone. So if you don't know, the whole plan of Magistus, like I said, is putting their extra deck monsters into the spell and trap zone to get equip effects. And each one has a different effect. We have some pretty decent synchros, and we have some pretty decent XYZ effects in the spell and trap zone. But we only have one fusion monster before this one, of course. And that fusion monster's equip effect wasn't really that great. Its equip effect was basically, hey, when I'm equipped to a Magistus monster, I give it 1,000 attack, which, don't get me wrong, 1,000 attack is pretty decent, but It could have been a lot better for a fusion equip as an equip spell. I don't know. I just felt like it always could have been a better effect. And now we had another opportunity right here with a new fusion. Yeah, this guy's a level 4 fusion monster. This card could have been like the Predaplant fusion, where it just starts all our combos and shit. But it doesn't. It's just a really interesting super poly target, which, don't get me wrong, super poly target, that's still pretty freaking good. And it is a level 4 tuner, so if you get this guy made with your opponent's monsters, and then you summon out another spellcaster that's non-tuner, then you do make Zora, because that's 2 level 4s, which makes an 8, which I see that. Or you use another level 4 to make the rank 4, which is also really good. But I don't know. I feel like this card could have been a lot better, and it doesn't really fix the unique strategy that is Magistus. It kind of just says, hey, you know what? Let's just get this deck of Super Poly, which I guess is cool, but what's stopping this from being played in other spellcaster decks? Like I don't see this stopping Shadal's, which already main deck Super Poly, to be like, okay, cool, I set a Shadal, activate Super Poly, using my Shadal plus any of my opponent's extract monsters, and then I make my own monster with this guy, which I can absolutely see them doing. So it's cool, I guess. I guess more Super Poly targets, the better, I guess. But I was really hoping that this fusion monster helped the existing strategy, other than just being a mass removal card. But you all tell me in the comments what you think. I hope you all enjoy. Don't do anything stupid, and I'll see you next one. Bye-bye.